Okay, so on to the very last track of the day in Sonia's Young Soul Saturdays, which has been absolutely amazing. For those of you who are only joining us now, I suggest you go back. This is the 8th track of the day. We've done 7 already. We started off with 21 Pilots. That kind of set the tone for the day. Absolutely brilliant. We just came off the 7th track, which was Ollie, My Friend. Fire track. Go back and watch that one. Just go back to the beginning of the day. It's absolutely awesome. For those of you who don't know, I have been away for 3 days. I've been recording another series. There won't be series going forward after Ali Anthems. I will probably keep Skip the Line, the STLs, the Skip the Line reactions. I will keep those. But once the series are completed, I'm taking a break from series for a bit. So probably for the rest of the year, we're not going to be doing series. We'll just stick to Skip the Line, because I also want to create something else for the channel, some other different type of content. And I've got a lot of stuff that we're doing on the back end. It's just cooking in the back end over there. Just so much going on at the same time. But also, for those of you who are still need to do little bits and pieces and catch up, I will be doing that as well. Please do not, I've not forgotten any of you, right? You guys have been patient, which I really do appreciate, all of you. So no one has really pressed me and been too irritated by that. I appreciate the patience. I really do. So anyway, let's rock and roll, man. Let's wrap up the day with Kodi Lee, and this is called Change. Now, I don't think I've ever heard of Kodi Lee. This might be the first one I've reacted to. The message over here from Sonia is, Kodi Taehyun Lee is an American singer-songwriter, pianist, and savant. At 22, he rose to fame on the 14th season of America's Got Talent. Legally blind and autistic. Kodi Lee rose to fame after being a contestant and ultimately the winner of the 14th season of America's Got Talent. Wow. Okay, let's rock and roll, man. Let's end this. It sounds like it's going to be a heater. Let's end this off with something great. Let's go. I've never heard of Kodi Lee.
Is cheap, but words cut deep. We gotta take a stand, fighting hand in hand. Hide behind your lies and your disguise. It starts with you and I, to keep the love alive. You gotta change with your sense of dignity. No hate, we gotta act differently. Why wait? Be the positivity. All stand up, we had enough.
Fire, I like this. I actually really do like the song. You can see he's going political with it. Obviously, he's talking about how everybody's sort of plugged into the system, plugged into the matrix, essentially, and you want to sort of break out of that. And it's obviously political. It's playing into a lot of political mores and stuff like that. But I like the idea of like stand up and stand out, essentially, as long as people actually understand what that means. Because a lot of the people who are standing up and trying to stand out are actually part of the system itself. Because movements today are not true movements, right? It's just people, you'll see people in protests and things like that are just there to be there, essentially. You even ask them, what's it for? What's the history? What do you know about it? Absolutely nothing. It's just to stand for sort of something. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. It just feels like they should be part of something, essentially. And that I kind of feel is like, yes, you don't want to be deluded by the system, but you also don't want to be deluded by the movements as well, where they play a different narrative to try and sort of create more divisions and shit like that, right? And the problem is that you see a lot of that today, where that a lot of the movements today are not like the movements of the past. They're not. These are not sort of Gandhi and Martin Luther King-esque and Malcolm X and Rosa Parks and Nelson Mandela type movements, right? They really are not like that. Even a lot of the people who create these movements themselves have benefited massively monetarily from these movements, although they're for the people and they've done nothing for the people, but they've benefited themselves monetarily. So it's just, unfortunately, we're living in that kind of society today, that even a movement which is supposed to be a good movement, that should be for change, people are using like that for their own sort of benefit as well. And then politicians play into it and they muddy the waters and they try to cause division and things like that. So it's very, very sort of convoluted and ugly today, but 100% it's being able to see through all of that, cut through all of that, and stand for something genuine, right? Stand for something real, not something superficial, something real that you actually hold a belief to, and that you will act and sacrifice of yourself, right? Not to actually go and take the credit of somebody else and to sort of just loudmouth it through a fucking cone, through a megaphone, to sort of just get sort of social credit, right? It's actually to give of yourself, like a Martin Luther King, like a Rosa Parks, like a Nelson Mandela. Not that, oh, well, I'm going to do this and then still go live in my privileged little house, like that kind of thing. It's you see a lot of that today. You know what I mean? It's a lot of that not in my backyard type mentality. You've got to do something about it. But if it comes to my backyard, I don't want it there. You know what I mean? So you've got to be very careful with that. I like the premise of the song though. Let's go.
Change with your sense of dignity. No hate, we gotta act differently. Why wait? Be the positivity. All stand up, we had it all. Whoa, whoa. Scrolling down our feet to make us incomplete. No, we just can't escape it. Don't choose to feed the simulation. Worth more than what the people saying. Ignore time.
It's like we can't escape it, but we can. Like you can escape it, but we choose not to escape it. That's the problem with our modern day. Delete your social media. Delete it. Delete your social media. Oh, no, I can't do that. Okay, well then you don't want to escape the simulation, right? All you are getting fed through social media is all this propagandistic divisional shit. So delete that, right? And then stand for something outside of that system. But the system has created this sort of like de facto public square where we all sort of reside, right? And it's like, you know, you'll have like, oh, I want to stand outside this. Okay, well then stand outside the system. Disconnect. Get off the grid. Get off the grid, because that's what's perpetrating the majority of the hatred. Do you know what I mean? But it's not, because it's become about point scoring today. It's actually quite sad, essentially. Like you can't even have debates anymore. They go nowhere because no one is willing to give a fucking inch. Not an inch of territory when it comes to debating anything, right? They will just they'll stand firm on their beliefs, whether it's right or wrong. They do not fucking care. They go into debates, they go into dissent, right? What's meant to be dissent, they go into it with a predisposition, they go into it with a preformed notion in their mind, and they go into it already saying, I will not give a fucking inch. I don't even want to, even if the other person is making sense, even if the other person does have a logical point, right? You can build on something like that. We used to be able to build on something like that, but now we literally cannot do it. We cannot do it. We literally, everything's about jabs. Oh, I want to take a gotcha moment and jab here, and jab there, and jab there. You know what I mean? It's all this point scoring bullshit and nobody gets anywhere. So what's the point of all of these debates anymore? You see all of these debates on YouTube, all of these podcasts and things like that, but they're getting absolutely nowhere because nobody is going to concede a little bit of territory to kind of understand where the other person is coming from. No one's willing to do that. Everyone's standing firm on their fucking ground. They want to die on that hill, and what's going to happen is everyone's just going to die on their heels, right? For good or bad, they're just going to die on their heels. No one's going to meet each other in the fucking valley. So what's the point?
Ignore toxic manipulation. Don't be fooled by everyone behind the scenes. All this pain just makes me wanna scream. You gotta change with your sense of dignity. No hate, we gotta act differently. Why wait? Be the positivity. I'll stand up, we had it all. Change with your sense of dignity. No hate, we gotta act where's your sense of dignity? No, hey, we gotta act differently. Why wait? Be the positivity. All stand up, we had it.
I love the drumming and the clapping as well. It actually gives it a very sort of powerful sort of movement type thing, marching band, militaristic, sort of like militant feel to the track. I like that.
And we had enough.
Oh, I missed it.
You gotta change with your sense of dignity. No hate, we gotta act differently. Why wait? Be the positivity. Stand up, we had enough. Change with your sense of dignity. No hate, we gotta act differently. Why wait? Be the positivity. Stand up, we had enough. Stand up, we had enough.
Yep, love the message of the song. I like this. I like the whole premise of the song. I think it's powerful. Great little anthem. Great little anthem. Great powerful song that I think is got a very sort of clear message. So anyway, you guys let me know what you think down below. I thought that was awesome. What a great selection of music today. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Catch you in the next one. Peace.